You are watching Minute to Skim It on the Experience, so hello. All right, we've got lots of books to review for you guys today. And Hannah just basically showed up just the number ones and showed them to me, and I was like, oh, we have
just for the indies.
Just for the indies, yeah. I was like, we have got a lot to do.
Hey, everybody.
What's up? What's left of the internet?
Yeah, I know, right? So we got Rockin' Robbie here, my buddy John.
He shut down Facebook because he wanted all the attention.
We don't even know if anybody's watching with the whole Facebook outage, but that is a definite pop culture phenomenon. So we're going to touch on that tonight. What'd you do, Robbie? Why'd you break the internet,
He wanted all eyes on him.
I mean, Twitter called me and they were like, hey, we got this idea. We need your help. And so, I mean, why not, right?
I don't know. The Zuckerberg SWAT team's coming for you, buddy.
There is nothing better than being on Twitter when the others go down, because you just laugh as people lose their minds.
But you mentioned that Twitter was getting a little wonky.
Twitter, when I left the house a half hour ago, Twitter was getting a little laggy. Like
It's
tweets
got
weren't
to be the
loading.
traffic. You know, everybody's so desperate, so jonesing for social media that they got no other choice but to drift to Twitter.
I saw somebody that I hadn't seen for like 2 years on Twitter. She's like, oh, I'm lucky I remembered my login. And I'm like, oh, she's like, hi, I'm back. And I'm like, you were gone? See, on Twitter, everything's no sell, you know?
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of people gossiping. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. You know, since the last time we did the show together, your Eagles have lost twice and my Cowboys have won twice.
Man, I knew this was coming.
I just wanted to say that.
Dallas Cowboy fan. And I'm not going to say station to you at this point. That's not happening.
That's cold, Rex.
I know you're all in blue and there's no green hat. What happened to the green hat?
What green hat? It is brutally bad. 44 penalties. I think the next closest, I forget who it was.
So they were number one in penalties?
Oh, dude, by far. They lead the number two, I forget which team it was, has 34 penalties.
The Eagles are the NFL equivalent of dying of dysentery.
Hey, we got Lefty here. Hey, Lefty. What's going on, buddy?
At least the Eagles are winning at something, right, Rex?
You got people stumbling in now.
Dude, it was just, the penalties are just brutal. I mean, it just, you know, all those touchdowns called back, you know, ineligible receiver downfield.
Yeah. Football is hard. Not everybody knows how to play.
Well, I assume the guys getting paid millions of dollars would. Okay? I mean, for God's sakes. Okay? If I know and I'm not paid by the NFL, then they should know. Okay?
The only thing better than being in the Philly, South Jersey area when the Eagles are having a good season is being in the Philly, South Jersey area when the Eagles are having a bad season.
A non-football fan, as you can
I
say.
love football. If there was a team in Philly that played it, I'd be right there.
You should have been backing me up here with Rockin' Robbie then. What are you doing?
I'm like a wings guy.
Like chicken wings?
Football should be played in an arena, not on the field.
No more Green Hornet comics for you, sir. That's it. We got Dave Cerrone in the house. Hey, Dave, what's going on, buddy? Matt in the house as well. Hey, what's going on? So thanks for joining us today, guys.
All these guys are like, Facebook's down. So
you know, our viewership may go up now. You got nothing else to do. You know, nobody get on a Facebook or Instagram, and they're like, yeah, let's watch these.
All right, watch these two guys again.
So, but yeah, so it's been, I guess, a real interesting day. I think, you know. Let's see. we hit the 30-minute mark. Can we please know if there's any Vampirella or Red Sonja on that shelf today? No, Dave, we're not going to tell you.
I'll tell you right now, if there's no Vampirella or Red Sonja on this shelf for 30 minutes, there'll be a different shelf when we come back.
Let's take a look.
I'm tired of not Dynamite Comics being on here.
We do have Vampirella today for you, my friend.
Yeah, really, man, we got this one's nice.
Yeah, no Red Sonja today, but we have a lot of Red Sonja coming up on Wednesday, Dave. So, but yes, tonight's Vampirella is Slab. Thank you, JD, for throwing that up for us, buddy. We might as well lead off with that.
Yeah, I was going to lead off with that. We're already here.
Yeah, since we have a personal request from our buddy Dave in California. All right, so we have Vengeance of Vampirella, Volume 2, number 17.
The Lucio Perillo cover.
Lucio Perillo cover.
Lucio Perillo cover, man.
Guaranteed CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail for $89.99. And tonight we have it for $50.
We have one, right?
Well, we have two.
We have two?
We have two. We went crazy tonight. All right, so we actually have two available.
Dave, your moment is here.
Yeah, your moment's here, Dave. So $50 for the Vengeance of Vampy, number 17, guaranteed CGC 9.8. I don't know if Dave really collects CGC Great Slab comics. I know he likes the non-trade dress covers, a lot of that stuff. But we do have it here tonight for any fans, and we do have two available. So, if somebody claims one, we'll still have one left. But, yeah, it's been kind of a bizarre day, I think. Not having, I guess I didn't realize how much I check Facebook in the course of the day.
No wonder you were more productive today.
Yeah, there we go. The voice from behind the curtain.
I got to be honest with you. Your employer is within earshot. And when people are saying, I spend all day on Facebook, I'm like, oh.
Listen, if you wanted to find something out, I mean, think of the things we've said on air. All he has to do was run back to the old shows and did he say that?
Did he say that?
It's actually in the chats, I think, sometimes. So
I'll tell you another thing. I'll just throw this out there because if Dave does, for example, Dave doesn't collect slab books.
Right.
Slab books are like comic book currency.
Ron's back. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
What's going on, buddy? He's out. He's on parole.
Slab books are like currency. You can take a slab book to a show and leverage something else that you want.
Yeah, you could.
I've done that before. I've taken books in the 8s and 9s and used them to get stuff that maybe somebody else didn't want.
Right.
Like the $6 Million Man Bionic playset, but headquarters.
Hey, you told me that was something you had as a child.
I did, and then I needed it again as an adult.
So let's see. He is Ron is on probation, but he's back. Good. Did you put that ankle monitor on you, buddy? So
put that monitor on the wallet.
He was yeah, right. He was next. His wife, put him locked. He was in total lockdown.
Could not tell Ron what came up first. Did he miss it?
Ron, we had the Vengeance of Vampirella, number 17, CGC 9.8, $89.99 suggested retail, and we had it for $50 tonight. We have two available. But we also got great remarks tonight as well. So we'll definitely get to that. But
we got a little bit of everything tonight. And don't we have a little giving back tonight?
What are we giving back?
I don't know. Aren't we doing
we're running the contest.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot about that. See, I was so distracted by the social media. So so everybody that comments in the chats tonight, we will run a contest, and the winner will receive a premium book worth $50 retail or more. And we're going to take everybody that comments in the chats tonight, and even after, we will run that through Robbie's handy dandy randomizer, and we will announce the winner on Robbie's show on Friday.
Watch it be Nick. Nick will be the winner. You just wait and see.
No. Well, we're going to pull Nick right out of the randomizer.
Yeah, I know.
I want you to physically manipulate that one and pull his name out. Okay,
yeah,
or just keep running it until Nick's name doesn't show up. Okay?
Yeah. And you can take my name out of the randomizer too, because now that I have the alarm key code, essentially all these comics are mine to read. So.
Well, you have to comment in the chat.
What?
And you're here with me.
I can do it right now.
You can't do it through Facebook.
Oh, I got my phone right here.
So, all right. So for the next
end
book,
of the world, it'll be me like Burgess Meredith in Twilight Zone. And I'll be sitting in the steps in front of Dynamite saying, I got all the time in the world.
Don't you do that already?
I got to do that now.
So we also got Sheldon in the house. Thanks for joining us tonight, Sheldon. So John was telling me he was a celebrity this Saturday.
I don't know about that. I'm
Yeah,
friends
you
with
were.
celebrities.
Yeah, you were. But I was supposed to go and I missed it. Some great food, but they ran out.
They were. You know what? I don't think they expected that many people, and I'm not going to say I have drawing power, but Mount Laurel. If Mount Laurel likes someone, they will come out and support them.
That's
If
true.
they don't like you, via Candias, you're kind of on your own. Really good local family owns the bakery. They had their problems during the pandemic. They expanded. Now they're an Italian market, and we made a frightening amount of food. They had their full kitchen staff, pizzas, hoagies, cheesesteaks. Tony took the idea of roast pork and turned it into roast porchetta,
Ooh, that
which
sounds
was really
interesting.
good. And then I was asked to take a Monte Cristo down to South Philly, so to speak. So we did like a French toast panini with fried mortadella and sharp provolone.
So for the next one, because we run this every show, so I just want to run it out there. And JD, you may or may not have a photo of this, but it is our Dynamite 10-pack reader set, $40 suggested retail, 10 random Dynamite titles, all with a cover price of $4.99 or more. And you'll get 10 of them, and we have it for $5. So 10 comics for $5, 50 cents a comic. We talk about it all the time. It is clearly at 50 cents a comic, nobody's making any money, but it's just to introduce Dynamite to new readers out there, maybe jumpstart a new collector's collection, if you will, and hopefully drive more traffic to your local comic shop. We'll send you for $5 10 random Dynamite titles. You read them, you like them, go pick up back issues, future issues at your comic book shop, and support your local business, because that plays a large role.
Yeah, they really could use the support right now.
And so JD wants to know, is John a food social media influencer? Actually, he is, JD.
Yeah, I guess I am. I don't really think of it in those terms, but yeah.
He influences me. And, once we linked up on Facebook, I listened to his suggestions, and just so everybody knows, John is retired from the food business, was in it for many, many years. The man knows his stuff when it comes to food. So I asked his advice. He's actually introduced me to a couple of places and I've lived in this town for, 21 years, 22 years. And he's introduced me to restaurants that have been around for a long time, and I didn't even know. So yes, JD, he is. And that's part of the reason why we'll drift off to the topic of food so often.
Yeah, you can. If anyone seriously has like a restaurant question, I certainly don't want to take time for this, but you can find me on Instagram at jcole, COHL, and then I'm always on Twitter. Probably too much on Twitter, especially now that I retired. They've got to be sick of seeing me.
Right? No, I believe it. I'm sick of saying it, but no, I joke. No, John is definitely an authority. He's friends with Tony Luke. Tony Luke's is a very famous cheesecake restaurant with several branches throughout the Philadelphia. Yeah, throughout the greater Philadelphia area.
One in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Personally, they used to have one local to here, but they something happened with the lease, right, or something like that, or something.
There were issues with the landlord. There were issues with the whole. Sometimes what seems like a good idea initially, everyone's on board. For example, you're in a bowling alley. You want to have people come and bowl. You don't want to have people come and buy a cheesesteak and then go sit out in their car.
I have to admit, he's right about that.
You know
because
what I mean?
When my daughter was little, we would go and they'd have her softball team, a little team bonding thing. We go bowling. There was a bar there, so that always helps. But
beer and pretzels or something is fine.
Every other time when she stopped doing that, the only reason I was stopping at bowling alley was because Tony Luke's was there, and I was picking up a cheesesteak from Tony
And
Luke's.
I think maybe the bowling alley people were like, "Hey, wait a minute, this didn't work out."
Yeah, I wasn't even stopping for a beer. I'm like, yeah, your beers are too expensive. I'll drink the beer at home with my Tony Luke cheesesteak and take that home with me. So we got Perry Comics with us. Thanks, man. All right, so let's do another comic.
Before we start, I just want to say this. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Today's a little bit crazy on social media, but the people who take time to join us, we really appreciate it. We try to get these books to people at the lowest possible prices, and I kind of feel like I want to sort of reinforce this a little bit with people. If you see a book and you might be interested, if you see it again, it won't be at this. You kind of get your first up at the lowest price.
Right.
Like if you know what I mean. So don't wait. These books are all sort of floated by the market. You know what I mean? And a book that's 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, just like with cars or anything else, the older it gets, the more valuable it is. When we pick something and sort of say, hey, look, here's a special price, if you think you're interested, or if it's something like this Vampirella we just did, $50 for this, I'll tell you right now, they'll make the announcement about the Vampirella series, which I think is animated. I'm not 100% sure. And this MSRP of $89.99 will go to like $139. And for the person who buys it at $50,
it's a deal.
It's a real deal.
And we've talked about this on previous shows, and we've talked about it with Robbie, just how far back CGC is. They're just overwhelmed. I know they've expanded their square footage. I think I read 21,000 square foot facility. They're expanding into. They've hired a whole bunch of employees, but unfortunately, there's a delay. We're not trying to kick CGC while they're down, but there's a delay. Yeah, I mean, obviously graders aren't just growing, popping up everywhere. You have to teach somebody how to run the slabbing machine, slab the comic without crushing the comic.
There's a lot going on at people don't realize. They just think, they look at the book, but I've seen video of what goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot going on over there.
You don't
have people
exactly. Yeah, and you obviously they have to train. You choose pressing and grading those books. Good one, JD. But it's an interesting point. Like you hire somebody to do the slabbing itself. You want that person to be trained. You don't want a grader to hand your comic over. All right, this is a 9.8. The slabber goes. No, it's a 6.0 now. So it takes time to tool up like that, just like in any industry. So with us, affordable price, but you're also getting a guaranteed grade.
Yeah, it's done. You've cut the whole packing, shipping, waiting, back and forth with emails, and then hopefully it's what you hoped for. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Somebody buys this, it's 9.8. They claim it in the chat.
Right.
Hit the link, fill it out. Rex sends it out the next day. It's pretty basic.
So JD put it up there. If it's your first time watching us, anything that you want, claim it in the chat, and then there will be a QR code or a link that you can go to with a submission form. Fill that out so we get all the pertinent information. Where to ship it to, your real name if it's not in your chat name. And there you go. Very well done, Robbie. You're going to be replaced, Vanna.
I've studied Vanna White, so I was like,
yeah, turn that tile, Robbie. See, very well done.
I don't need to do the show. I just need to read the books. If Robbie wants to do that, God bless, man. I'll be in the back. Let me know.
I hate to break this to you. Your free books are tied to your appearances here with me. I just want to point that out. And to remind everybody who may have just joined us, we are running a contest, and it is in conjunction with Robbie's show on Friday. So at some point, JD, when you get a chance, if you don't mind throwing up Robbie's YouTube channel link. So essentially, if you throw something up in the chat, that will enter you into the contest, and we will announce the winner on Robbie's Friday YouTube show, which I will be a guest, kind enough that he's allowing me to come back again. We'll see how long that lasts before he just kicks me off the show.
Something tells me I'm going to get a text early Friday morning. Hey,
John, can you
want to announce the winner?
Rexy's out of here. And we will select the winner, and the prize will be a premium book that has a retail value of $50 or more. Sweet. And we'll get that right out to you.
And those are always sweet covers, super sweet covers.
Yes.
So definitely worth a comment for sure.
Yeah, we will definitely make sure that it is a premium book that hard to get. And then really it's just a thank you for everybody that's watching this show, watching Robbie's shows. We appreciate you guys. Certainly you could spend your time, your free time doing something else, and we appreciate you guys joining us here. And hopefully, we're showing some great comics and bringing a little bit of entertainment. This might have the opposite effect. I was a little worried about the Facebook outage today. How many viewers we get.
It's like a 50-50 thing. We might get more people because there's nothing else
to do. There, right?
So they're at the bottom of the barrel, which is us. Or
well, you and me, not Robin per se, but.
Or,
whatever.
People will just be like, Facebook is down. They'll go outside and touch grass.
And we're going to try something. And we're actually going to try something different tonight. It'll be a surprise for Robbie, and it'll be a surprise for John. So let's do one more book, and then we'll get to our surprise there, right? So next up, we have Avengers No Road Home #6, signed by Mark Waid. Suggested retail of $29.99. And we have it tonight, just one, for $19.63 the year the Avengers launched. So that is available there. What do you think?
This is sort of like almost like the birth of like the Savage Avengers, which is really cool.
Yeah.
People who've been, reading, they see Conan on the cover of the Avengers and wondering, like, what are you doing there? The last maybe 10 years or so, the Avengers idea has split to, there's like the prehistoric Avengers. Which is Odin, Phoenix, the original Iron Fist. Then we have like the Savage Avengers, which are sort of Avengers in the Hyborian Age, which is the age of Conan and Red Sonja. That's Gold Signature Series by Mark Waid. I'll tell you right now, I have a few books that Mark Waid signed, and they are real sort of. I've got like a. Mark Waid is one of these guys where if you go find him at a con, he is happy to talk with you until somebody is dragging him to his next panel.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I got to tell you, he's one of my all-time favorite creators.
So this particular copy, as you said, Gold Signature Series, hand signed by Mark Waid, and there were only 10 copies signed, and the one we have tonight is 3 of 10.
Nice.
So if anybody wants that, it is available tonight at $19.63.
I remember when this series came out and they had brought Conan into the modern 616 Marvel Universe, right? And I was like, oh man, I thought that was a terrible idea. I was like, this is not going to work. I think they should just let Conan be Conan. I'm surprised that they wasted no time bringing Conan in. And then it does lead, like John said, into Savage Avengers, which has issue 25 out this week, I think. But that book is fun. I many times call it the Roadhouse of comics because it's just fun and you can't take it too seriously. But the dynamic that Conan has with some of these Marvel characters really, really works in that book.
I agree.
It's fun. I know people sometimes get a little bit tied up in continuity and this and that. It's just a fun read. Yeah, it really is just a fun read.
I think the whole what if, is just like that. There doesn't always need to be continuity. Sometimes a good read is a good read. I think to a
certain extent, and I might be wrong, but this first idea of seeing Conan in the modern world came from What If Volume 1. I can't remember the issue number. And I don't know if it's Thulsa Doom. I don't know which Hyborian Age sorcerer it is. They throw Conan into a well to get rid of him because Conan's going to cut the guy's head off. And he shows up in New York City in the 70s during the New York blackout, which is kind of caused by this spell. And it's just this sort of great, if I remember correctly, it's written by Roy Thomas. The character that Conan interacts with is like derives from his wife, Danny. And it's great. It is just a great read. And that idea of Conan being in the modern world sort of never left. And now we've got this thing where we've got Avengers from different eras. Agents of Atlas started with Avengers in the 50s. The first volume of What If kicked off a lot of stuff, late 70s, early 80s, that creators have visited in Marvel the last 10, 15 years, and they've put out just these super fun books.
Oh, like James Foster's Thor, right? That was a what if, and then they did that for real, right? And so, same thing. They do that a lot. What if the clone lived, right? They did that one. Yeah.
We've done that one. They've done different people being the Hulk, and now we see how many Hulks are in the 616 universe?
Probably like 80.
So we got John joining us. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. I'm right here.
And JD gave Robbie some kudos on his Stranger Things shirt.
Sweet.
And JD says, it was Grendel, Devil Child #2, page 24 by Tim. I can't read. My God, Tim Soul. And Dave, Mr. Grendel original art on Friday. Yeah.
Olshu's a big Grendel fan. I bet right now he's kicking himself.
I think that actually sold on Friday. I'm not sure.
I think it did sell.
I think you guys sold it.
There was an energy when he threw that up there. You could kind of see like people are kind of like chilling in the room and everything's cool, right? And then he busts out Grendel, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa. all of a sudden the bids start coming in.
So let's do another book before we have to go to break. So next up is Rocket Raccoon #1 with the Stan Lee logo retailer variant cover. This one's really cool. I really like this one. And it's hand signed by Scotty Young. Suggested retail is $39.99, and that's what we have for tonight. We have one available at this price.
And I'll tell you, these Scotty Young books are really starting to.
I really love them.
They're starting to get hoarded. There's in the old days we had a couple kinds of books: chase books and hoard books, right? I understand it's like a different dynamic today, but this is like an old school hoard books. Scotty Young covers are just, they just kind of don't go out. Like they're out there and people buy them. And then the next thing you know, you see one and it's 60, 70.
And I love the fact that he did Stanley on that cover.
It's Lego Stanley.
Yeah, Lego Stanley.
It's Lego Stanley.
I stand corrected.
Excelsior.
This marks 4 of those check boxes. You know what I'm saying? It's Rocket Raccoon, it's Scotty Young, it's Lego, and it's Stanley. Yeah. There you go.
No, exactly. And we have the one available tonight at $39.99. And again, if you want to claim anything tonight, put it in the chat boards. Click the link or the QR code for the submission form. Fill out the submission form and send it to us, and we'll get your books. We'll get your invoice and your books out right away. And I think shipping. Hey, Amy.
She stepped out.
Oh, Amy stepped out. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
What do we charge for shipping? $9, right?
$9 domestic.
$9 domestic. It doesn't matter how many comics you claim. It's $9 flat shipping and handling charge.
Just claim them all.
It'll still be $9.
It'll still be $9.
So, but when we come back, I have that surprise for everybody that's watching and for Robbie and John. They don't even know this is coming. And then me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're out of luck, buddy. You're too far away. But if John brings food, I can partake in that. We can show it to you if you like.
Just put it in a box with some dry ice packs.
No, that's like you and the post you. Oh, look what I made myself for breakfast, and I'm like, I want to have that for breakfast.
Wawa misses me for breakfast because I've years and years my breakfast started at Wawa, coffee and sizzling in my truck, and I was gone.
I've eaten so many sizzlies in my life. I just can't eat another one. But
Instagram was down today. I didn't post what I had for breakfast. I had
not today. Yeah,
I made a brisket breakfast burrito today.
Nobody wants to know. Okay, we want to see pictures of it. We don't want to hear you talk about it. So yes, Facebook was down, Instagram was down. So whatever you posted or did not post today, I missed. And the man can cook, boy, let me tell you. Or he knows how to take a really, really good picture of food. It's one of the two. Or I don't know. But let's see. Oh, we got to go to a break. JD, take us to break if you would, please.
We'll be back.
Today's comics market is ripe with new titles by creators who are determined to get their books into your hands. My name is Henri Compen. For the last decade, I've been making and selling my own creator-owned comics and dealing as a collector in live sales. My signature series, Yi Sun Shin, is the book that cannot be defeated in battle and has over 250,000 copies in print. Now I'm taking comics to the next level and laying the groundwork for my fellow creators to get their voices heard so they can connect directly with you. This is your chance to engage live with top comic book talent and get your comics signed without having to wait in long lines or pay any fees. But remember, we only have a limited amount of their books in stock, so always remember to call it as you see it.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
And we're back.
We are back.
You got John, my buddy John here, and Rockin' Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers.
Put it all in context for us.
And we've got TM Nerdy who's joined us, Station TM Nerdy.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us tonight. So I promised everybody a surprise, right? So we're going to try something a little different tonight.
Surprise, it's our last show. You didn't see that coming, did you?
John is actually going to dance for us tonight.
No.
Taji Beats. So we're going to try something a little bit like an auction format. Excuse me. So tonight we have Avengers Volume number 5, number 24, dynamic Midtown exclusive with a J. Scott Campbell variant cover. All right. So we have one of these available, and we're going to go ahead and start this at $1. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and let people who want to claim it for $1. And if somebody else wants to claim it for $2, and then so on and so forth. So a little bit like an auction format, just to do something a little bit different, shake things up.
And it's what, by $7.55?
By $7.55.
Yeah, the highest offer at $7.55 gets it. So
we'll get it. So
we're going to start at $1 and then sort of go from there. We've talked about this before. Midtown variants in particular are difficult to get depending on where you are in the country. If you're in, if you're out in Chicago, you're out in Denver, you're out in San Diego, there's not a whole lot of Midtown variants floating around out there at shops.
No, you're exactly right. And thank you, JD. JD just threw it up. My goodness. So again, Avengers number 24, Midtown exclusive J. Scott Campbell variant cover.
J. Scott Campbell does great covers. I have my favorite cover of him, to no surprise, is Jungle Girl, which was done in emerald metallic ink.
Right.
And I got to tell you, that is a beautiful book.
So Dave says he can't see the cover. Dave, the cover's up now. Let me know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. And we'll leave that open for the rest of the show. And at 8:55, whoever has the highest claim.
7:55
or 7:55. Sorry.
How long do you think we're doing the show for?
Forever. So at
Jerry Lewis
7:55, before the show closes, that will be the winner. So starting at $1, and we'll keep it up for the entire show. So
it's a great cover too. Like wintertime is coming. Winter is coming. Not to quote Game of Thrones, but how fun to have the Avengers building a snowman, getting in a snowball fight. It's a nice festive thing, right?
It is exactly. So and it's a variant cover and by J. Scott Campbell. So whoever's interested, bidding for this particular issue will start at $1.
This is a story arc where they're telling these huge Avengers stories. You know what I mean? Avengers stories sort of expand and contract.
Right.
Where you'll get to where, they're dealing with Hydra or whatever, right? And that's fine. And then you'll get these Avengers stories where they're dealing with, rogue planets and the Celestials and the universe is going to be switched off by somebody.
Oh yeah, that's the Jonathan Hickman run, right? Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah. I love this run. I love it.
So available to whoever wants it, starting at $1. So next up, we have X-Men Fantastic Four #1, signed by Terry and Rachel Dodson. Great creator team there. And we have a suggested retail of $29.99, and we have it tonight for $19.61. And we have 2 available at that price tonight.
Nice.
If you've ever come across them at a con, they are an absolute delight.
I've never met them.
They really are. I mean, when I say met them, I mean saw them at a con. Let's be clear. It's not like we had breakfast or anything. But
you didn't offer to make them breakfast. That's why.
Yeah, you should have.
You know what? There was a time where I actually talked about leasing a food truck and going to Comic-Con, but they didn't want you in the con itself. You had to be out more towards the waterfront or whatever. And I thought, well, then I can't be in the con. I mean, I literally wanted to drive in with the truck, boom, right next to the. Plus, they have concessions and stuff.
Just drive down the aisle. You should just drive down the aisle in a food cart. That'd be great. It could work. I was doing.
I wanted to park right next to the Walking Dead thing.
Well, the problem is that's a huge profit margin for them. The concession stands. They want to keep everybody trapped on the convention floor.
I mean, candy bars like $3, water is $8, a terrible hot dog is like $6. I get it. I totally understand.
So
it's not like I don't pay it. So
yeah, I know, right? Because by the time you walk off the convention room
floor,
what's
the thing? I don't want people to think I'm like like shooting on them. Like, no, I've done it tons of times. I think one day I spent like $30 in water.
That's kind of why I like Javits, because Javits Center in New York, because they do have food trucks lined up all around the convention.
You look at it's two completely different setups, right?
Yes.
Then you compare it to Wizard World in Philadelphia, which is literally right next to Reading Terminal Market, which is like the epicenter for Philly cuisine. Right. So you've got like three complete opposites. You've got the snack bar, which is expensive and pricey. You've got the Javits Center, which is the best of North Jersey and New York food trucks, steps away. And then you kind of get the things like Philadelphia and Chicago, too, C2E2. There is a huge restaurant row, or not like restaurant mall or whatever, like down the street. And you step out, it's a short walk.
Exactly. I mean, it wouldn't work in too many places. I mean, in New York, it works because you're talking about center of a major metropolitan city.
Everything in New York is walk fast, talk fast. People are used to having a chopped cheese in their hand as they're running for the train or whatever. It's a different dynamic.
So Lefty says Terry Dodson is up there with Adam Hughes and Frank Cho in the cheesecake department chefs.
I agree. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly.
I love cheesecakes too.
Cheesecakes.
No, I agree.
Baby.
There are certain artists who've really sort of raise the bar.
Right.
And I kind of consider them all like at Dave Stevens level. Dave Stevens did a lot of really good art. When Dave Stevens would do the kind of pinup style or whatever, Dave Stevens did the cover for Airboy, Valkyrie on the cover. I mean, that sort of changed the whole,
Right. No, I agree. So X-Men Fantastic Four #1, signed by Terry and Rachel Dodson. Suggested retail $29.99, and we have it tonight for $19.61, and we have 2 available at that price. So next up, we have Justice League #1, signed by Scott Snyder. And
Snyder?
Ooh, I'm not familiar with that creator. No.
Scott Snyder?
Yes, sir.
Wasn't he in Jaws? Was that Roy Schneider? I'm Snyder, right? So I'm teasing you.
So let me see. Is it limited? Let's see. It is limited to an edition of 150 copies, and Justice League #1, and it was hand signed. And there we go. JD's got it up.
You know how people wonder if comic book creators are just like everybody else? Do they live like these weird, mysterious lives, or are they? Dan Slott talks a lot about this on Twitter. A couple of years ago, we're in San Diego, and we went to Fogo de Chao. Everybody hungry, hadn't eaten all day. We go over there. It's if anybody's been to a Fogo de Chao or a Brazilian steakhouse, it's just meat avalanche, right?
Yeah.
Eating. We look over, and we hear someone say something about a Batman story or whatever. We look over, and it's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, like at the table across from us. And you could see Greg eats a lot of food, man. That's like a big buff dude. Now I know where he gets all the, you can tell, like, I ate a lot of food, but I did not go and lift weights.
A Brazilian steakhouse's worst nightmare is what you're saying.
I love to walk into places like this because they're like, oh no.
Losing money on this.
It's like a Vegas buffet. You got my money at the table, but now it's lobster time.
Yeah, at least that evens out, right? See?
I love this run of Justice League. I absolutely adore it. This is the run that came after Metal and led directly into Death Metal. It was big. It was cosmic. It was wild. When he was nearing the end of the run, I got to go meet Scott Snyder, and he was like showing people. Like I felt really special because he was like, I'm going to show you some of Jorge Jimenez's artwork from the next couple issues, but I'm not supposed to show anybody, so don't tell. And I was like, oh, how cool. And then I look back and he's literally showing people the same picture in his phone to everybody. But he was such a cool guy, and I love his vision. And this Justice League run is amazing. That's a great cover by Jim Chung, and to have it signed by Snyder, that's freaking awesome. It's a good price too.
It is. And we talked about the signed books, in the past, with cons still trying to get up on their feet and so on and so forth, and with certain creators just kind of avoiding cons.
Writers Row and Artist Alley are going to be the most wonky. You know what I mean? They'll be the last things to settle in because you have creators sometimes at the last minute have to cancel. Sometimes guidelines change, and it makes a creator who was comfortable last week not comfortable this week.
Right.
Plus we have some creators not in the best of health. Kurt Busiek talks about it. Not to be talking about it at school. Kurt Busiek He's literally had 20 or 25 years of ongoing health problems. He talks about it on Twitter all the time. And he just doesn't feel comfortable, you know what I mean, going out in a room with, a con floor with 10,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't blame him at all.
No, and as it's trying to get back on its feet, it's unfortunately a little tougher. And then you got people that would normally attend cons, like you haven't been the one you said in one.
I have not been one in 2 years, and I don't think I'm going to get to one this year. And that really it bothers me, but there's not much I can do.
Right.
The point here is, rather than make it harder on yourself to get a book signed, just buy whatever we take out of Nick's office when we have up here to sell. It's everybody wins.
You mean what you take out of Nick's office? Let's be clear.
Nick will never miss this.
I'm not going to admit to a crime on live YouTube streaming.
I'm already on a true crime podcast. He forces his way in and sells that man's comics.
We got to get you to stop banging on the glass. It's going to break.
Right.
So, you know what? Let's do a remark. So we have tonight Superman #1, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. Tonight we have it at $50, and we have the one available.
That is a beautiful, gorgeous cover. We've seen a lot of great Ken books over the last couple of weeks since I've been here. This is by far the best for me. I freaking love this. This looks amazing. It's dynamic. It like crackles. It's beautiful.
I'll be honest with you. If I had Superman's power, this would be the last thing a lot of people say, is me looking at them with bright red eyes. Because I don't have the patience Superman does. I told you to stop robbing banks.
Well, you come here every week, so you got to be pretty patient. He doesn't say anything. Notice that silence. Silence from John. That's unheard of. When does that ever happen?
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So now we talked about this on Friday, Robbie. Let's do the Frank Miller Daredevil. So Daredevil number 181.
Yeah.
Speak much, Rex.
I was going to say first day with
facsimile edition signed by the one and only Frank Miller. And Robbie and I talked about it on Friday. I mean, he's a creator that has lifted himself above the pack, if you will. Redefining Daredevil, redefining
Miller
Batman.
Becomes Miller and changes the way things are looked at. That's a direct quote actually from Todd McFarlane. I watched something on Amazon Prime with Todd McFarlane, and he talked about how Miller unleashes Daredevil.
Right.
And before that, Daredevil was Daredevil. Not a terrible book, but I don't know if there were a whole lot of people pulling down the comic book store door to get the Daredevil. Miller comes along where you get the whole Hand and Elektra and Stick, and you know what I mean? He kind of serves notice that this is how we're going to do comics now.
Yeah.
Well, I think people forget. I mean, those that aren't in the comic book collecting world or those that are, you forget how prolific a career that Frank Miller's had.
It's
Producer, director,
screenplay
writer.
Marvel. I mean, the independent stuff he did.
The first time I saw 300, I was like, "Whoa, are you kidding me with this?"
Yeah, I mean, you don't realize the scope of this guy's work over 40 years, I guess.
Yep. I mean, so a legendary creator.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, Robbie?
I was going to say he's iconic, and Sin City, Martha Washington, like we were talking about, his indie work, his film work. A lot of people don't realize that he was connected to some of the RoboCop films.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the first one, not the best one, but still, he has a vision for RoboCop. He's done comics on that, and he's still kicking. But he's not going to be around at cons much longer. I mean, he's already making very few appearances than everything else going on, and this is probably personally. People all the time ask me what my single favorite issues are, and I don't know why I never remember this, but it's 181 Daredevil is one of my top 10 favorite single issues. The way it's laid out, the death of Elektra, the fight with Bullseye, and the whole. And for my next trick, this is wonderful. It's like Frank Miller's the Will Eisner of the 80s and the 90s. He's absolutely astonishing.
No, I totally agree.
I think that's spot on. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about this on Friday when I was on Robbie's show, and he is iconic, as Robbie said. It's just amazing. And tonight we have Daredevil number 181, the facsimile edition signed by Frank Miller, and we have it for $181.10.
That's the gold signature series.
And it is a gold
I
signature
gotta tell you,
series.
that is just
And
a
see
beautiful.
what it's limited to.
82 copies.
And 82 copies were
This
signed.
one is number 6.
And the one we have tonight for sale is number 6. So, again, the opportunity to get a Frank Miller autographed anything is pretty rare, and certainly to get
Don't
it.
forget to mention there's PayPal on that. There's a pay plan.
Oh, and there's a payment plan, 30-day payment plan, part up front and the balance in 30 days. So for anybody that's interested, that is available tonight for $181.10.
It's a steal, y'all.
It is. So we have, let's see. All right. So we've done our little surprise thing. So we're gonna do it again. So we have, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 items tonight that we're gonna do in a kind of a trying something new in a new auction format. With claim starting at $1, and at the end of the show at $7.55. Whoever has the highest dollar amount claim on a particular issue that we're going to do this with is the winner. So pretty straightforward.
This is the eBay thing where, don't let someone buy a book for $6 that you could have gotten for $7, which is like a $60 or $70 book.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is sort of the. And I guess this is the rub of eBay, right? The number of times that I've bought watches in the last 45 seconds with like an extra $1.
45 seconds we've been doing this show. You bought a watch in the middle of the show?
No, I mean, it's people, they get complacent. They think, no one's going to, they throw in a bid or whatever, an offer. These books are going to go, and these books are going to go at, you're going to wish, I wish I'd have bought this. Well, you should have bid.
So, all right. So next up will be Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, number 2, cover B, Midtown exclusive J. Scott Campbell color variant. And we're going to start that at $1. So anybody that
I'll give you $1, right? I'll buy that for $1.
Buy that for $1.
Speaking of Frank Miller.
So that will be starting at $1 as well. So anybody that wants to claim it, the highest claim at $7.55 will be the winner of that particular comic as well. And in a second, JD will throw that cover up for us. It is the Amazing Spider-Man number 2, cover B, Midtown exclusive J. Scott Campbell color variant cover.
Yeah, I mean, this is just beautiful. I love the shading here. I do
too. Well, J. Scott Campbell, I love his work.
Yeah, he's really, really.
I can't believe you have 2 J. Scott Campbell covers available right now that may sell for just $1. And nobody's jumped on this yet. Like these.
Well, I don't know if maybe people are kind of waiting to see, like, where is this thing going to go or whatever.
It's like eBay. Everybody's waiting until the last moment, and then they're going to put it in.
Right. So somebody could try to snipe it, but there's no reason to snipe it because at this point, at $7.55, whoever has the highest bid gets it.
It's whoever has.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of those insane prices, we still got that Dynamite 10-pack for $5. So.
Okay.
You know what? Do me a
hold
favor.
on. JD says he does not have that cover. Do you have it? Oh, there we go.
Do me a favor. Yeah, let people see that.
Can we? Yeah. So maybe if Amy gets a second, she can find that and. There we go. Never mind.
Oh, never mind.
JD found it.
Thank you.
Yep,
There
y'all
you
want
go.
that. Y'all want that. Come on. You know.
So, and you see the Midtown Comics logo in the bottom corner. And again, bidding will start at $1. Let's see. All right. So anybody that wants it, and to remind everybody, we also have the Avengers number 24 with the Midtown exclusive J. Scott Campbell variant cover, also starting at $1. So anybody that wants to put a bid in and claim it at $7.55, whoever has the highest bid will be the winner. So should we do? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do another remark?
We could do a remark. We could do a slab book.
You choose. What do you want to do?
Why don't we bust out one of these things?
Fair enough.
This is just, what do I have here?
So that is the Amazing Spider-Man. Actually, that is a 4-book set.
This is just, talk about Ken Hazer.
Because and I don't know if JD can do it, but they are actually connected covers.
This one might be kind of hard to put together.
Yeah, because you've got the slabbing in it. But just so everybody knows, Amazing Spider-Man.
It's one more day. It's
one more day. 4-book set, a signed signature series signed by Ken Hazer, I believe. The remarks are Ken Hazer remarks.
Graded with the yellow tags.
And it is $196.20 for 1962. First year Spider-Man appeared in Amazing Fantasy. And I had every book listed, but we might need to read them off because
that is awesome. That is so beautiful. The connecting bit right there, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's just
and if you put in your offers, you might need to let us know which book you're talking about, right? Instead of just putting $5 or $1, whether it's Amazing.
Yeah, whatever your offer is, make sure.
So Lefty, let us know. Let us know which book, since we've already had the 2 up there, for your claim of $1. ASM offer, Amazing Spider-Man offer, $20 from Jen King.
Nice.
Hey Jen, thanks for joining us. I know you have a busy night with the show before ours, and I think the show after ours. So Jen's always busy on Monday nights.
Whenever we get the commercial with Jen's show, I'm always like, oh, she's just interrupted and cut us off, and then I realize it's an advertisement. Because she's really personal, right? She's
I know when they run that.
Everybody.
It's like, oh, did we get the time wrong? Is Jen's show on?
No, Jen decided we were done. Okay, fair enough.
But Jen King does Mishmash. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So definitely check out her shows as well. And thank you for joining us tonight, Jen. I know Mondays are pretty busy for you. So let me see.
It's because Facebook's down.
Yeah, right. Facebook and Instagram's down, so Jen's got some free time tonight.
We're gonna throw that switch next week too.
So we got Eli in the house. How you doing, buddy? Slab set offer. Jen, we're actually not doing that with the slab set. So we only have a few selected items that we're doing that for. So the slab 4-book set. JD, nice. That's about as close. They are all 4 connecting covers, done by remarked by Ken Hazer.
You know what? For Jen, we'll do slab offers.
All right. So
Jen,
the man from behind the curtain, don't mind him, says for you, we're going to do the same thing. So you're offering, let's see, for the slab covers, you said $80.
The man from behind the curtain is wondering what happened to his comic book collection.
Yeah, right.
Who's taking my stuff?
Nick's eating them veggie sandwiches again, isn't he?
I know, right? A man needs no, Jen, we got you down for $80. Nick, the man behind the curtain, says for you, we're good. Let's do it. Okay, so no misunderstanding, Miss Jen King.
To address 62, that first offer, the first J. Scott Campbell book was an Avengers 24, I believe. So,
right. So Jen made an offer for that at $20 for the Amazing Spider-Man. So we still have the Avengers number 24. Midtown exclusive J. Scott Campbell variant cover, and a still starting at $1. Nobody's made an offer on that one yet.
That's just a beautiful. J. Scott Campbell's powerful cover artist.
No doubt. So thanks, Jen. So far you are the lead. You have the lead offers on both Amazing Spider-Man number 2 and the Amazing Spider-Man 4-book slab set with the connecting covers. And yeah, that's the only negative side about when you slab that is if they're connecting, you can't really. You don't
really get the.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like the we'll get to the Thunderbolts in a minute. That's another connecting cover. Yes, Jen, we got that. The Black Cat cover, the variant cover, was the one that you were throwing $20 at. We got that. Believe it or not, I take copious notes.
And we got the offer. We got an offer on Avengers.
You just make me a breakfast sandwich, and we'll be even.
We'll be good,
dude. Don't. That's horrible when you do that.
A voice from beyond.
Just real quick, those are all with remarks, right?
Yes.
So just as an FYI, the CGC graded 4 remarks is a $600 plus set.
So, Jen, so far you are in the lead with your offer of $80, and Nick, or the man behind the curtain, don't pay any attention to him, says it is a $600 set, actually. So
Well, it sounds. I mean, if you think about it, look at the grading, look at the signature.
well, we know Jen's a shrewd buyer. I mean, with her 2 shows, I mean,
Jen's
you
new
know
show.
she knows what she's doing.
Stuff I got for cheap.
Stuff I stole from Nick.
That would be great. No, that's my show.
What's in the box? Nick's stuff is in the box.
I could never get the approval for that show. This is what I found in Nick's office.
Well, we could just put an N with a question mark office. We could do it that way, right? So we'll have a few more books where we'll take $1 offers. Okay, so Lefty is at $6 for the Avengers. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Lefty is at $6. And don't worry, everybody. Amy double checks my work after the show, so we'll be good. And let me see, what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's time to go to break.
It's time to go to break again?
Yep, can you believe it? We've been babbling and jabbering all this time. And to remind everybody, we started the show off with the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. So that's 10 random Dynamite titles for $5 with a minimum suggested retail value of $40 because, the cover price is at least $4.99 or $3.99 or higher. And we're doing it for $5, so 50 cents a book, just to get people to introduce to Dynamite titles. And Jen King says, my local customers love DF. Got to feed the machine. Well, thank you, Jen, for making the offers, but thank you for saying that as well. As Jen and John and Rock and Robbie, all of us are really collaborators trying to grow the comic book collecting industry.
Yeah,
and get more people, into the joy of collecting and reading comics. Although I know Ron doesn't actually read them, he just collects them. But we're still working on Ron. He's feeling a little wonky, after his wife. You better watch that. She can't stun you too
Picture
many
that
times.
he's in like a scuba suit, so she can't tase him. He's sitting
Does that work? So, all right. So, JD, let's go to break, please.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
And we're back. And Rock and Robbie's rocking to something over there during the break.
It's the theme song. It's the theme song. I love that. That I just wanted to keep going. I like when the riff starts happening, and then it cuts to us. I'm like, no, I want to hear the rest of the song.
All right, well, I'll have JD email you the audio. You can just play it all the time, whenever you want. Oh, look, JD says we are live on Facebook.
Oh, so the world's
Facebook
restored.
So they have solved the problem. We hope. Who knows? These kinds of issues, we could suddenly go down again. But yeah, that was something today, huh?
Did you hear how Facebook, apparently at corporate headquarters, they couldn't even get in the building to start diagnosing the problem because their key cards were connected to Facebook or something like that. Like they were controlling their own doors, and it was like this. Whoo! It just felt like we were nearing a Terminator situation. Like.
I did not know that, but when I get home tonight, I'm probably gonna look up that story.
I read that. I heard they were talking about that on Twitter.
It was internally, it was affecting some stuff.
It's hard to believe anything you read on Twitter. Let's be honest, it's Twitter.
And there was so much of it today.
And there was so much of it, but there was this persistent thing out there that there was a period of time where Facebook, like the employees were literally sitting outside like a fire drill. Yeah. And, their whole, master control program from Tron was just not working. They were just, they were
Skynet. It's Skynet.
They were out of luck.
So I got to say something, though. I mean, although everything I've read said it was an internal domain name problem and all that stuff, I do find it interesting that the weekend after the whistleblower drops all that information about, Facebook and stuff, that the next Monday it all goes down. I'm just saying, not trying to contribute to anything, with my foil hat or anything.
I'm not trying to start any conspiracy theories.
What's that, Bobby?
You're basically just I'm not trying to start any conspiracy theories, but here's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right.
I love
the timing, the optics of the timing are bad. Nobody who knows what's going on in real life, but
I would agree with that.
People would look reading this whole weekend long, this whistleblower or whatever, and then Monday morning, no.
But to contribute to a real conspiracy theory that I believe is real is that the Cowboys have paid off the officials.
Oh my God, no.
And they paid them to make sure that the Eagles have the highest rate of penalties called for the most yards penalized. And that is an absolute conspiracy.
I have a prayer circle at YouTube goes down. I can't, please.
Jerry's got deep pockets, Rex. You may be onto something.
I'm just saying, to read that, they look like playoff contenders for real. Come on, okay? They won a couple of games, okay? And this last one, just eke one out. I'm just saying.
The NFL has not
eked one out.
Athletic competition in 20 years.
Stop it.
You know how
just
I know that?
Stop
the NFL is raw because I've watched pro wrestling my whole life. Tom Brady happens to come back in dramatic fashion and beat his old team. That's ratings. Don't be a mark. That's all a work.
Dude, they almost lost if he didn't shank that field goal off the upright.
Oh, is that how it worked?
You think he did that on purpose, John? You think he's that good that he purposefully in the rain and 56 yards out made it miss just that dramatically?
A couple of years ago,
it made a clang sound.
A couple of years ago, I used to do football commentary on Twitter. Hashtag was NFL is raw, and I would discuss the games like they were matches. And who was putting who over and stuff like that. Yeah. And it just turned out one year where I was like, well, there's a list of cities and Seattle's at the top. So, they're trying to push Seattle as like a new city. That was the year Seattle did so well. People were like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe he's on something here.
Thank you, JD. JD put up in the chat where we are with the current offers.
Nice.
So Avengers number 24 is at $6. And I believe it was Lefty who made that offer. And then Amazing Spider-Man is at $20, and the One More Day slab set is at $80. Nick brought up that really all four of these
someone's going to pick up books for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, because that set really has a value of $600, as Nick reminded us for the 4-book set, which is slabbed and authenticated by CGC.
Signed by Ken Hazer.
So there's one is a 9.6, 2 9.6, 3 9.6. They're all 9.6s as well. So guaranteed set of all 9.6s. If Jen King is the final offer of the night at $80, she got a great bargain. You might see it on one of her shows
tomorrow.
And tomorrow night on Jen King.
You know what though? That's how it works though. I mean, I talk to a lot of collectors on social media. And that's how it works. They pick something up, and they're just in the right place at the right time for $15 or $20, and then they get it home, bag, board it, whatever, and it's a $60 book.
So let's let's make John happy. Well, no, let's say that for later. Let's not make John happy. Let's not make John happy. Well, I was going to do the Green Hornet book, but we're going to say that for later.
Oh, I've already taken that off.
You can't.
It's done.
It's disallowed. So we're going to do another remark. Actually, a set connecting covers.
Oh, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts number 22
These are
book
beautiful.
connecting sketch art signed and remarked by Ken Hazer with a Deadpool Ghost Rider connecting sketch. And suggested retail is $149.99, and we have it tonight for $70, and that's for both books. So it really breaks down to $35 a book. And JD, if you can, when you get a second, if you could somehow throw them both up, so we can, if we can see the connecting covers.
All the stuff we put, as often as we put over Ken Hazer, I think he should do a 2-book set. One is me and one is you, sitting in front of.
And absolutely nobody will buy that.
I don't know. I might buy that one.
We could put it up for $1 and watch the thing go. Listen, I'll take the books if you send me $5.
I know, right?
We'll have a negative offer.
Believe me, if I was gonna ask Ken Hazer to do something, it wouldn't be me.
So we have the Thunderbolts connecting cover, 2 books for $70 for both books, so really $35 a piece. So
I like that too. So the idea is that Deadpool is roasting a marshmallow on Ghost Rider's head.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
It's exactly what he
there's
would
a
do.
Marshmallow. There's Ghost Rider's head. So yes, I think that is a very good, very
Ghost
safe
Rider is
assumption.
one of those
Robbie.
characters that goes in and out of fashion, right?
Mhm.
There's the period where he's real hot, then he disappears, then he came back as Danny Ketch, then he disappears. Now, between his prehistoric Avengers, I'm not sure exactly what they're calling them, Avengers 10,000 BC,
Right.
million years ago, the original sort of Spirit of Vengeance, he's on like a mastodon.
Yeah.
Or woolly mammoth or whatever.
All right, you know what? Actually, JD says he can't do it.
They are.
And you know what, JD? Going forward, when we have these connecting sessions, we'll try to stitch together for you before we send it. But I'm going to try to
Tell them it's okay to hide you and John.
Oh yeah, you can totally wipe us out. No,
It's not okay to hide me and John. No, I disagree.
Yeah, you can only put one on at a time, though. Yeah, look at that.
There we go. This
That's great.
This is my sorry attempt at opposite. When you're on camera, it's opposite. I always forget that. So you can see Deadpool's shoulder leaning over at the marshmallow, and then Ghost Rider's head there as he's trying to roast his marshmallow. So again, I mean, we talk about it a lot, John and I, and I think we're turning Robbie into a huge Ken Hazer fan.
Yeah.
We are, huge fans of Ken Hazer's work. The range that he has, we've had a bunch of his remarks, and things from Disney, Uncle Scrooge to Aliens, Predator.
If we've done
Betty and Veronica, Archie,
if we've done anything here, I've had a couple people say to me on different platforms that they were not familiar with Ken's work until we started talking about it, and that really puts a smile on my face. If even one person watching the show, we always appreciate people take the time to watch the show.
Yes, we do.
But if one person said, "I never heard of Ken Hazer before," and then they see his amazing remark work, I'm super happy. I'm super happy with the show.
Let's remind everybody.
I'm one person, by the way, so you have accomplished that goal.
See,
So,
there we go. We got Robbie. We sucked him in. Now, if we could just get him to become an Eagles fan instead of a Dallas Cowboys fan.
That ain't happening,
Then
brother.
my work is done.
That ain't
That'll
happening.
be my final show. It'll be a mic drop, and I will exit stage left. And Robbie's shaking his head.
No.
Give me time, pal.
I'm
Give me
disgusted
time.
right now with you,
Give him
Rex.
time. Why does he want? He's already rooting for a 2-15 team. He doesn't want to root for another 2-15.
Wow, dude.
We've
Did he
won
just
more
do
than
that?
2 games
No,
already.
I'm crossing out this Green Hornet book we were going to do tonight. It's gone. It's off the sheet. It's out of here. Okay, JD, you can erase that file. Robbie, cross that off the list I sent you. It's out of here. No more Green Hornet. I'm actually going to have a long talk with Nick about dropping the title. Okay, all right.
Ken
Nick,
Hazer
do you have time tomorrow morning for a meeting? I got to talk to you about the Green Hornet title. I think we should drop it. Yeah.
You mean the new weekly coming from Dynamite in 2022? That's not true, by the way. I totally made that up. I don't want anyone watching the show.
That's John's fantasy.
I got to add that to the pull list. There's no Green Hornet.
Now John's here twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, And I got to tell you, every time the conversation comes up with Nick, hey, Nick, you really should do this as a weekly title. I mean, every single time. It's unbelievable. And when he's trying to get in here, I wish he'd stop licking the front glass. Okay? It's not sanitary.
Would you prefer me to use a hornet gun?
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to cruise over to the storage lot and get my hornet gun and bring it in. That was expensive.
I expect him to show up in the car.
No, that hornet gun was $600. I bought one from, it's in Pewter, and I bought one from one of the manufacturers in Chicago. And man, I gotta tell you, even back before.
Dude, tell me you have the mask and the hat.
I have all the stuff. It doesn't fit me, but.
Well, all right. So we're all going to pull our money together, and we're going to go get John for Christmas. Okay, in December when you're supposed to have Christmas, not in July. Yes, that was a shot at you, Nick. We're going to go ahead and get John the Green Hornet outfit. We got it. But if we do it, John has got to wear it on the show. That's the deal, bro.
I don't know if
that's
I have pictures. When I was significantly smaller, I went to a costume party as the Green Hornet.
Wow, didn't see that one coming.
You know what? I bought some Green Hornet stuff. I still buy the comics. The very rarely Nick publishes them. I still buy them.
You paid $600 for a gun?
I did. It's the Hornet gun. It's got the
a gun.
That's nuts.
I thought you said a cup. I thought you paid $600 for a Green Hornet cup. I was
because that would be crazy, Rob.
I was like, I can get you a Green Hornet. I'll get you one for $250.
I'll do better than that. I'll get you one for $100.
Nick comes in. Hold on a second. Today only, I can get you a Green Hornet cup, $25.
I'm just going to take a little Post-it note and draw with my poor artistic skills a picture of the Green Hornet and stick it on the cup.
That might be the last thing. There's like 2 or 3 things left on my bucket list, and the last thing is the 1966 Chrysler Imperial that I
nice.
That's like
I promise you, if he does buy that car and rolls up for one of the shows, we will go remote and take the camera out.
Okay? We're going to show for the car.
And then you would have to wear the hat and the mask. You can't drive that car around without the hat and the mask.
Let's roll.
And then you, Kato, but you have to buy my outfit.
I was going to be like, you have to be Kato then, Rex, if you're going to be a sidekick.
I know, but I'm not paying for both. He'll have to buy my outfit.
I'll just use my Dynamic Forces American Express card. It'll be fun. Wait, what? Wait, what?
And on later, a Dynamic Forces American Express card. We'll show you how to apply. All right, so let's go to Magnus Robot Hunter, number 3, high-end Gabriel Hardman, non-trade dress, ultra limited edition, and it is suggested retail of $100. It is our perfect 10 read for tonight at $10, and we only have one available at this price. And I know we have some viewers that are big collectors of the high-end limited edition variant covers, especially the ones without the trade dress.
Undressed.
The trade undressed. I like that better.
I talk about this all the time. People think of Magnus Robot Fighter, and maybe they think of like the old version or whatever. This version with Fred Van Lente, Gabriel Hardman, it's just really, really good. And I'm probably one of the few existing Magnus Robot Fighter fans that actually went back and got the Gold Key books and got some of the other stuff. Love the character to death. And this reimagining of Legia Klein, who is a peripheral character, she's brought to the forefront. Legia Klein, Human Hunter, just really, really. You know what? Even if you don't buy this, and you should, at $10, this is an absolute steal. But go to your local comic book store, grab the back issues, because I got to tell you, this particular run, I think there's 3 volumes. I might be wrong, but with Dynamite, I hardly ever am. I think there's 3 volumes.
All right, so we have Ron who's jumped in. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. This is
so we've had Ron jump in for the J. Scott Campbell Avengers. So he's making an offer of $10, and Ron has jumped in for the slab set, one more day set, and his offer is $125. Thank you, Ron.
Wow.
His wife must have gone to the kitchen to grab something.
She had to run to the grocery store or something.
I mean, it's legitimately $600.
He's furiously typing very quickly.
Without the sketches, it's $360. 360.
Without the sketches, the man behind the curtain says it's what was it?
About 360.
About 360. So
they're 9.6. Yeah, I mean these are.
I mean, it's Ken Hader.
I don't. It's not only that, but I mean, it's
Ron says he's living on the edge. Thank God I have my go bag near the
my go bag. Nice.
We're living on the edge.
Oh man!
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and laugh.
Just make sure, Ron, that you post in the chat board every now and again, so proof of life, so we know he's okay. We know.
Give us your credit card number.
Yeah, send him the invoice first, right?
Come on, really Ron. Ron is the man. Okay, we care about you, Ron. We do. We don't want you to get stunned to the point. And you know what? You might want to cover up the corners of any sharp edges of furniture in your house in case.
What happened?
How about Guardians of the Galaxy? What do you guys think? Signed by Johnny Cates.
I was going to say, is that Johnny Cates?
Yep.
Y'all dropped out on me for a minute. So what we do? Oh, God.
Oh, we're going to do Guardians of the Galaxy number 8, variant silver signature series signed by Donny Cates.
Donny Cates, I've heard of that guy.
$69.99, and we have it tonight, 5-star at $50, and we have one available.
Donny Cates just had his Hulk #1 on FOC today. So y'all keep your eyes out for Donny Cates. He may have a bright future in this industry.
That kid might make it.
Yeah.
You think? I don't know. So we have that.
This might be the time of, being old. I've seen like a lot of the comic book industry the last 50 years. We've got guys right now that are like multiple creators that are super heavyweights, artists, writers. I don't want to say golden age but to a certain extent we are.
Right.
And we've also got creators that are not just working on the big two, we'll call it. You know what I mean? We have people that are putting out, amazing stories laterally. Mm-hmm. Dark Horse, Boom, IDW, right. Dynamite. You know what I mean? It's almost like the big two can't contain all that energy anymore like it used to. Right? I mean, let's be honest, 30 years ago, it's Marvel and DC. Right. Maybe Dark Horse, you know what I mean? Maybe a few independents, Kamiko. Now we've got this huge sort of image-led, secondary, tertiary market, and these creators are just, it's exploding the way you can find and do so. And Mark Waid doing Green Hornet is the perfect example for me. Like, I don't know if that would have happened 25 years ago.
All right, so we've got Jen King has jumped in the One More Day Slab 4-book set. She now has upped her offer to $175.
Oh, 75.
We got a bidding war.
Little bit.
I love it.
Okay, Ron's a little handicapped. He's got to make sure his wife's not in the room when he's doing this.
This is a pretty significant set. You know what I mean? This is one of these things where, yellow, tagged, boarded. Slab. Remarked. Sorry, I couldn't get all the words out. This is sort of like the whole, this is like the Christmas list.
Right. So
plus, I don't know if you guys are aware, but this character Venom just had his second movie out this weekend, and a lot of people are liking it. So I think that character. I think it's something kind of like Donny Cates. It's gonna have a potential future in this whole industry. It could be crazy. So
I have not yet seen the movie. Who has?
I have not.
I was busy this weekend. This was not a movie.
That's right. You were busy cooking.
I've been busy the last
Monte Cristos.
Yeah, it was a super tight, loaded weekend for me too. So I didn't get a chance to go see it. I want to see that. I want to see the Many Saints of Newark. So there's two movies I'm down, and now we got Bond coming out too. I'm about to get. I know,
and that's been getting like my wife. Hold on, we got a Ron update. My wife is staring at me sharpening a Bowie knife, and I have to drop out the bidding.
Oh man!
Wow.
Well, she's moving up there, Ron.
Ron's living a rough
She's going from
man.
the stun gun to a Bowie knife. That's not good. That Bowie knife will leave a permanent mark, my friend. But she'll have to explain it to all her friends.
Remember, run from a knife, but run into a bow and arrow or a gun. Makes it harder for them to hit you.
Run into a bow and arrow?
That makes no sense
really?
at all. I don't even know why. I'm from West Philly, dude. That don't make no sense.
It does, because the arrow picks up velocity as it travels, right? So if it's traveling shorter,
you could just take an arrow and stick somebody and it'll go in, right?
Do you think running towards Rambo's gonna?
If you hit them at 50 yards.
Okay, so just so you and Nick understand, you guys are not actual superheroes. Okay, all right. You're comic book collectors and fans. You're not really superheroes, so that's not going to work. Okay.
Yeah, tell me that running towards Rambo when he's got a bow and arrow is going to save you. I don't think so.
Thank you, Ron, the voice of reason. That doesn't sound right. No, it doesn't, Ron. It doesn't sound right at all.
Arrow isn't penetrating the windshield of the Black Beauty.
Oh my Lord, you guys!
I just love how Nick was like, "This is an opportunity to share some advice."
Stephen Amell's phone number.
I know. That's what I was going to say.
Hawkeye, what's it? Jeremy Rayner.
Yeah, you know what they're going to tell you?
Do we have a real
guys?
We lose my number.
You're not an actual superhero. Neither am I. I just play one in the movie.
Like,
That's
yeah,
what he's
bro.
gonna say to you guys.
I went to one archery class.
Let me suplex you. My new series is Heels.
This series is Heels.
You guys better worry if they say, I don't know, let me grab my bow and arrow, let's try and see what happens.
Yeah, I want to see this in action. Let's see this in action.
Didn't work. Didn't work at all. Okay. All right.
That went right in.
So you know what? Let's do another offer book. How about that?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's go to Batman and Robin, number 38. Flash 75 variant gold signature series signed by Peter Tomasi. And let's start the offers at $1. Okay. Let's see, Ron. I don't remember those instructions from basic training because there wasn't any instructions like that, Ron. I don't know what these guys are thinking. Okay. So we have this tonight. The offers will start at $1 and at $7.55 tonight. Whoever has the highest offer will be the one who gets the comic.
This is just a very cool cover.
Yes, Ron, and I agree with you. They didn't give you those instructions from basic training because that would be stupid.
Okay, no one told me it was the Flash cover.
Oh,
I just bid $1.
Oh, Nick bid $1.
Nick's gonna try to buy it back.
Yeah, so this is a recreation of the first appearance of Robin, but Flash is in the background. I remember this month it was celebrating one of Flash's anniversaries, and so they had all these variant covers where Flash was on famous covers. And I thought that was a cute, fun idea. Like Flash travels through time in the multiverse, so like he just has been there at all these parts. So it's a really cool cover and signed by Peter Tomasi. Such an amazing writer. You were talking about that we're stacked across the board with talent in the industry right now, and Peter Tomasi is one of them.
I totally agree. I mean, and Nick clearly did not read his spreadsheet carefully. So now he has FOMO. So he's going to try to buy the book back. Wait, I encourage everybody to keep making offers. Don't let Nick have it back. Yeah. Don't do it.
And remember, don't run away from Nick's offers. You run towards them.
Yes, that's one thing you should run towards. Do not run towards an arrow. Do not run towards a gun. That is unsolicited advice, and we as an organization will not back that up on any level.
This is a legal disclaimer.
All right. These are the kinds of discussions that Nick and John have when I'm not in the office. Okay. Which is a little scary on every level.
They're just kicking back, and they're like, "What would you do if someone shot a bow and arrow at you?" I'm like, I think you should run towards it. Maybe it's true. I don't know.
No, you should not.
Let's see Amy walking out the front door one day. Oh, God, they've got the air gun out again.
Okay, so Ron's wife has definitely left the room again because he has made an offer of $20 for the Batman and Robin.
Nice.
So contrary to what Nick thinks, Ron doesn't like him very much because because he jumped right to the 2020.
I gotta tell you though, this is just such a cool. I always call this artist Harvey Bullock. It is obviously not Harvey Bullock.
Now Dave likes you though. Dave made a bid or an offer of $5 on behalf of Nick. Please ship it to him.
10 minutes after the $20 offer.
I wonder about that. You know,
sorry,
I think Dave's trying to get the kudos. Like, I love you, Nick. But I also know that I don't have to come up with $5 because Ron's already made an offer for $20. But I'm going to write your offer down, Dave. Okay, and we're going to save that on the chat room so Nick can look at it and realize that there's somebody out there does love him. But Ron is currently has a high offer at $20. I like Nick's or Ron's no nonsense kind of approach, but part of that may have been because he realizes he has a limited amount of time with his wife coming in and out of the room, then he better just get up there.
Before we go to break, why don't we let everybody know what the scoreboard is, where we are with offers?
Well, actually, JD's been posting it.
Oh,
regularly.
cool. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's way too far for me to say.
Yeah. I don't want you to see the screen. That's why I do it this
I
way.
know, right?
So let me see. You know what we can do? Let's do one more book before we have to go to break. So we have Batman Last Night on Earth, #1, silver signature series signed by Greg Capullo. Suggested retail of $69.99, but that is another one of our 5-star books tonight at $50.
This is awesome. I love this book so much. It's one of the ones when I met Scott, I got him to sign it, and it's a dream to one day meet Greg and get him to sign it as well. Because I like it when you get to complete a writer-artist team, on a set. So you could buy the Scott Snyder Justice League tonight, and then you could get this, and you have Scott and Greg, who are launching their new book this week on Comixology. But this is a super cool book. I think it's some of Greg's best work of his career, and I love it. It's like set in the future, Elseworldsy type thing. Batman's at the end of his career.
Energy, it really does.
So tonight, available for $50. Suggested retail of $69.99, and we have one available at this price. And
you know what? Tonight is so much fun. Make it $27 for Detective 27.
All right. So the voice
plus the $5 fee that JD charges for changing the price.
Wait, what?
No, JD
it's $5 to change the price.
So we are now doing the Batman Last Night on Earth #1 silver signature series signed by Greg Capullo for $27 instead of $50.
It is just a beautiful cover. $27. I don't expect.
Nick feels generous now that he doesn't.
I don't
he's
expect
been outbid by
Ron.
Or out offered by Ron, as the case may be. So we have it tonight for $27, and then I see Dave said his offer came in first. So he does love you, Nick.
Sure did.
All right. So JD, take us to break.
Yeah, take us to break, and we'll be back.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
You are watching Minute to Skim It on the Experience, so hello. All right, we've got lots of books to review for you guys today. And Hannah just basically showed up just the #1s and showed them to me, and I was like, "Oh, we have
just for the indies."
Just for the indies, yeah. I was like, we have got a lot to do.
And we're back. Oh man, I will definitely send you the tape of that. But I think it really is only about as long as you hear it, so you're gonna have to like loop it. You're gonna run it on a loop. All right, so let's do another offer book. So tonight we have Grendel versus Shadow #1, signed by Matt Wagner. So this one's gonna be a signed book, and we're gonna start the offers at $1. And
I'll give you $1 right now for that.
for everybody except John. You might want to save your money for something else later. Grendel versus Shadow #1, signed by Matt Wagner. We're going to start the offers at $1, and the person with the highest offer at $7.55 will take that book.
And I feel it's always fair to throw this out there. Robbie probably will know a little bit more about this. Grendel is coming to Netflix, I think.
Yes,
and
Netflix.
We've talked about this before. You want to pick up a book of a character, you want to do it before the wave hits, right? Because once like episode 1 of Grendel hits Netflix, all those back issues and things that he appears in are going to be significantly more expensive than 3 or 4 months before that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And once the tide rises on a book, it doesn't really come down that much. You know, I know people thought back issues of Daredevil after the show came off of Netflix would drop down. I don't think they really have that much. You know, it's just sort of, there's a rising tide and then the boats just kind of stay there. Grendel's an amazing character. He's got roots dating back to the 80s.
I think so, yeah.
And he's finally going to get we'll say, spotlight he deserves in terms of a show.
Right.
You know what I mean? We've got a few different things coming up. Super glad. This particular Grendel Shadow thing is just...
So Ron has made an offer of $20 for the Grendel versus Shadow #1, signed by Matt Wagner.
That's a smart pull, Ron.
And Ron says, every time my wife hears Nick's voice, she asks what I am doing. I just told her I am looking at America's Most Wanted to see if any of our neighbors are being featured. Ron, we can help you out there. Clearly, Nick will not be allowed to talk during the shows from this day forward.
You're killing us.
That's good.
So I don't want to get Ron in trouble. You know what I mean? Come on, man. We got to help the brother out. We got to have his back.
Headset, buddy.
Back on this Grendel thing. So Grendel, yeah, they got the Netflix show. It's a character that has a cult following that a lot of people have never dived into Matt Wagner's work. Like if you've never read Grendel, if you've never read Mage, like those books are amazing, right? And also I heard a rumor that there's a Alec Baldwin Shadow movie possibly in the works too. And you may even be able to find it right now on Amazon or at your local video store. Do we still have video stores? I don't know. What's a video? But no, this is a really cool book. I read this.
There's that last Blockbuster up somewhere in Oregon or something. That's like the last Blockbuster.
Yeah, there's one that's still open, but I would think at some point you would probably see. Eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if you'd see something done for the Shadow.
Oh, I guarantee it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely, because the Shadow is a character that works modern time. It works if they decide to set it in, we'll say, 1939.
Yeah. I'd prefer it as a period piece. That would be really cool.
I
right?
agree.
If they did that again.
The Shadow.
It's a shame though. We got 2 Phantom movies, but only 1 Shadow movie. So.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate. I do. I think for the broader market, the bright purple outfit, the domino mask, I think it's just a weird bag for people. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love Lee Falk. I really do. But you know what I mean? I think for a let's just say it gets made a year or two, for a 2022, 2023 audience, I think the bright purple outfit it's a little much. I think the best modern take on the Phantom, and of course this will come as no surprise to anybody, is what we saw in King's Quest.
Right.
And I think that was sort of I think that's best case scenario for Phantom.
Yeah, I like the Phantom. I remember I used to read Phantom in my Sunday newspaper, right? And so that's where I would read the Phantom. And I actually, when I was younger, liked that Billy Zane movie. But the newer one,
I liked it too. I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah, the newer one though, it didn't really do too much for me. But these are characters that they're rife with opportunity, like Shadow, like Phantom, and of course Grendel, which we're getting, and I hope they do a great job with that. It would make a lot of people happy.
So right now, Ron has a high offer on the Grendel versus Shadow at $20. So, all right. So we have, let's see.
And I would urge everybody, even if you don't pick this up, go find out. If you don't know who Matt Wagner is, Google him. I mean, Matt Wagner is not like the first name that comes off of people's, tongue when they're talking about these great creators, and it should be. This guy has 4 decades worth of work. He's just done Grendel, Shadow, Green Hornet,
Right.
Mage. I mean, there's a significant body of work, like high quality stuff that this guy has done.
He's got
And
some
I
good
think
Batman stuff too.
Sometimes people sleep on it a little bit.
Yeah, he's got some good Batman stuff too. He did there's a book he did, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Trinity. That's really solid. And he did Batman Faces as part of the Legends of the Dark Knight back in the 90s. That's an early Two-Face era story that was really, really sharp. I love his artwork. I love his writing. And I was so glad to see Mage finally get to conclude. And when Grendel will hit a higher profile, and I guess the ultimate point I was trying to make is that this is a cult following. This was supremely indie for its early years. Then it went to Dark Horse. Now I don't know where it is. Is it still at Dark Horse? I don't know where it's at right now. But the point being, when that show hits, if it hits big, these are not going to be common books to find.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, we say that a lot. We try not to get too much into the investor aspect of it. We always want people to buy what makes them happy.
Yes.
And this way, whatever happens with the market, you're happy with your purchase, right? But if, I feel like it's only sort of like a tiny little bit of insider baseball to say, look, we kind of follow these trends a little bit more than maybe the average reader does. And we know it's coming. Vampirella Project will probably be coming, Red Sonja. So if you kind of want to get these books, get them before, like The Boys. I mean, I remember The Boys back issue. The Boys were sort of almost like a little bit of a niche thing. And then The Boys hits Amazon Prime. And,
Right.
Everybody talks about this thing.
No, exactly. I agree with both of you.
I see no reason why that wouldn't be the case with some of the other upcoming stuff.
So we have pushed so many Boys omnibus trade paperback collections over the last year or two. It's insane. It is insane how it went from a book that people remembered and be like, oh, I remember Garth Ennis did this book, The Boys. And then now is I can't keep it in stock. It's always selling.
It's kind of.
He's the second retailer to actually tell me that they order it, it comes in, unlock the door, and then a week later it's like, where did they all go?
And it's that's kind of developing. That's kind of what we're seeing is that and this is how the comic collectibles, the fans out there are going to continue to grow. Is now you have this kind of reverse process where they see something, whether it be the Boys series or Black Panther, whatever it is, and they're like, oh, this is really, really cool. I want more. And that's how, it really kind of grows. So
I was on the 4-Color Comic podcast last year, and they talked about what they called the Black Panther effect. And it was, the Black Panther had some really cool stuff. Back issues were kind of there. The movie hits, and nobody has any back issues.
Right.
Nobody has anything. First the back issues go, then all the regular stuff goes, then the trades go.
So let's hit one more remark here, and then we're going to do something I know John will like. So we have Hit Girl #1, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99, and it is one of our 5-star and $50 books, and we have one available tonight.
It's a beautiful cover too.
Just it's amazing what Ken Hazer can do. I love
when he uses just one extra one color. It just makes it even that much better.
And this is before you. I don't think you were on this show, but we had the Predator and the Alien covers, which were done against a black.
Crazy, the Alien he did, and I love everything Ken Hazer does. And I would not consider myself the most hardcore Aliens fan, but to me personally, the most impressive thing I saw him do was he did an Aliens remark on a blank black variant in silver metallic ink. And when we walked in and I saw that, I was just like, what am I looking at here? It was crazy good. And then, like you said, he turns around and grabs a gold pen and does Scrooge McDuck. Yep. And you would think he's worked at Disney Studios for 20 years.
It's absolutely amazing the range that he has. So we have that available tonight. Let's see. Hit Girl #1, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. And tonight we have it for $50, and we have the one available. So now, as I promised,
40% off. I mean,
oh yeah, easily. So as I promised John, and we're gonna make John happy. Okay, we have the Shadow Green Hornet Dark Knights #5, high-end Alex Ross, Sketch Art Ultra Limited Edition. Okay, and this is going to be, you ready? It's going to be one of our offer books, John.
Oh,
But you're not
wow.
allowed to make an offer.
That's fair.
So we're going to start the offers at $1, and whoever has the highest offer by $7.55 tonight, which is not too shortly, will take this one home.
That's awesome.
You can, John. It's okay. You can.
Beautiful, beautiful
I know
Alex Ross.
John's sitting here like wringing his hands, like, oh, please, let me.
Well, I got a question for John. John, I've never read this book. Can you describe what just a little bit about it and like why I should check it out? Because it seems very appealing. Shadow and Green Hornet.
I mean, I don't want to fill up the show with, story time with Green Hornet, but Green Hornet and Shadow is a period piece. I think if for fans of period pieces, this sort of involves everything that I love about pulp. A secret mission from President Roosevelt, a cult, you know what I mean? Like a strange, dark, secret order. The heroes meet and there's a misunderstanding. There's a great exchange where the Shadow actually manages to hold off both the Green Hornet and Kato. Because he has the Shadow has this amazing sort of range. You know what I mean? And the Shadow sort of, he doesn't necessarily dig the way the Green Hornet and Kato. He doesn't dig the car, the guns, the bright green headlights. The Shadow is, of course, Shadow. Let's handle this quietly. When you blow open a warehouse door with guns blazing and bright green headlights and Kato comes out, drops 6 people by the time Britt gets out of the car, that's not the way the Shadow works. But eventually they sort of manage to, all these kinds of team-ups, work together for the greater good. This is probably one of the better things that Dynamite has done, ever in its 20-whatever year history,
And let's not forget that this one is actually the Alex Ross sketch art variant cover.
Yeah, I mean, these sketch variants and stuff like that are just, these are books where you go to a con and, the dealer's got it for, $190. I've actually seen other sketch variants from Alex Ross easily at $200 at cons.
Let's see. Lefty has a question. Is there a ration number on this cover? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Nick, do you know? Yes, there is. This is a very limited series. There were only 24 copies ever printed.
Wow.
So a very, very limited edition. I mean, when you talk about signed books at 25, that's very, very limited.
We talk a lot about Alex Ross and how amazing his paintings are and how realistic they are. I love looking at his pencils. They're just, it's almost the same kind of thing, but in a more noirish kind of way. I love just seeing his pencils too. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. I love when he would always do an Earth X, he would do the sketchbooks in the back and stuff. And I could stare at Alex Ross pencils for hours.
So, Lefty, to answer your question, it will come with a certificate of authenticity attesting to the fact that it is one of a very ultra limited edition of 25 copies. But for these, we don't actually number each one individually like we do signed books. So, but it will come with a certificate of authenticity. And JD, I don't know if you have that, but the offers will start at $1. And whoever has the highest offer by $7.55, they will be the owner of this book. Hopefully it won't be John, but I can't keep him from making an offer of $1.
Is John in right now? Is that what he's doing?
What's that? No, I'm afraid he's going to come in. He's going to come in with a roll of pennies or something, make me count the pennies. Don't laugh. He'll do it.
He's like the kid at the ice cream truck. Here you go. I want 2 Choco Tacos and a chocolate.
Oh man, John. Oh, you were right, man. And he's doing the eyebrow thing. He's looking at me. I just saw it scroll across our chat. So Mr. Cole is offered $10. All right, if you could do that for me, and then whenever we don't want John to claim something, we can throw that up on the screen. No John. This is a no John zone.
You know what? $11 takes the book away from me. This is what we were talking about with these offer books. It's sort of it's a more fun way to sort of get some of these things out there to people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? All jokes aside, of course I want to take the book home. I'm much happier, and the process is better served if anyone other than me takes the book home. I mean, I'm going to buy the books anyway.
Listen, John wants the entire world to love Green Hornet as much as he does. Okay, the man paid $600 for a pewter gun.
I did.
Okay,
that was
all right.
years ago.
That doesn't actually work. Okay?
No, it's a casting. It was a casting.
Well, thank you.
Now, if you
Are
throw,
you kidding me if it worked?
if you throw that gun at someone, should they run towards it or away from it?
Nice.
Just curious.
Well done, Rockin' Robbie. Well done.
I know how to tie a bit together.
Let me ask Nick. So, Nick, if somebody throws a pewter gun at you, should you run towards the gun?
Yes.
Nick says yes.
Okay.
Bring the gun in.
Are you going to give him $600 for when it breaks?
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say that.
you will. Just let it hit you and it won't break. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's do a slab book real quick. We have another slab book here tonight. Detective Comics number 1027, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8.
Wow.
Okay. So we have the one available tonight for $80.
1,000 issue anniversary.
It is, and you're guaranteed to get the 9.8 because we only have the one available tonight.
And again,
Let's
we're real
see.
close to.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Dave's getting into the year game. So Dave is offering $19.36. Okay, for the Green Hornet. 1938 is his debut. If I win, give it to. He loves you too, dude. How about that?
Wow.
Look at that! Isn't that nice?
That's very kind.
Did Dave win the Powerball?
Well, I didn't win the Powerball.
Or is Dave eating a veggie sandwich? Put the sandwich down. Walk away from the veggie sandwich.
Yeah, that's some veggie sandwich type logic right there. Like the year of the debut, 1936.
I win
I
the
love it.
Powerball, Nick can finally go on vacation.
You win
still
the
won't go.
Powerball. I'm freaking selling you the company and leaving.
And then there would be a weekly Green Hornet book.
And then there'll be somebody else different. Somebody else looking in the glass from me.
I know, right?
I only said that because I know the chances of him winning are so slim. I would never leave this job.
According to Nick, I wasted a lot of money on handgun concealed carry training. Yes. Just run towards it, Ron. Just run towards it.
Ballistics expert Nick Ferrucci weighs in.
Throw the gun.
Okay,
throw the gun at
They
you.
do that in movies all the time. They get their 6 or 12 shots and then they throw the gun. And I'm like, has anyone ever hit with the gun? Like in D&D terms,
That would
nobody
be a
has
great
rolled
scene in a movie, wouldn't it? You shoot 20 rounds, you miss, and you throw the gun, and the guy goes, "Ow!"
Yeah, you hit him in the eye, and he falls into like a box of
honestly.
nails or something. That would be great.
Oh my gosh. And we're going to try that on the next show. So, all right. So we have a Shadow. We've talked a lot about the Shadow tonight. Shadow Year 1, number 7, high end, another Alex Ross ultra limited cover, and suggested retail of $50. And we have that as one of our perfect 10 reads at $10. And again, we talk about it all the time. Huge Alex Ross fans. Just the realism. I mean, you can see it. The image that JD
this is
threw up.
kind of what Robbie and I are talking about. This is a setting I'm looking for: a Zeppelin climbing up the rope ladder.
Right,
you know what I mean? There's these things. I tend to think pulp characters work better in their natural setting.
I would agree. Yeah.
Right? They tend to work really well in their natural setting. If you ever read Dynamite's Lone Ranger and Green Hornet, there's this great sort of almost sullen moment where the Lone Ranger, who's now 80, and they're at the 1936 Olympics, realizes his time has passed.
Right.
You know what I mean? The horse, the guns, what worked in like the 1880s, 1890s doesn't work in 1936 at the Olympics. And there's this great moment where he offers the mask to Jesse Owens. And I was really wanting to see a Jesse Owens Lone Ranger series, but I guess that was That wasn't in the cards.
I suggest you do the same thing you do with Green Hornet. Just repeatedly pound Nick with it, and who knows, it might work.
My guess is Jesse Owens being a real person. That's lame.
So all right. So let's see. So Ronald is claiming Shadow Year One, number 7, high-end Alex Ross, ultra limited cover for $10. So I got you down here, Ron. You're good. You got that as well. So let's see. What do we got left? So let's see. Let me flip it. I think that did it.
I was going to see, why don't we, if we did everything, why don't we sort of catch everybody up where we are with the offers?
Oh, yeah.
A recap for sure, but the offers, like the scoreboard.
Yes, absolutely, we could do that. Let's see here. All right, so we have Avengers number 24, Midtown Comics exclusive J. Scott Campbell variant cover. We have that the high claim is Ron currently at $10. Let's see here. Amazing Spider-Man number 2, Midtown exclusive J. Scott Campbell variant cover. We have Jen King at with the high claim at $20. Let's see here. We have Batman and Robin number 38.
This one have a Sports Center scroll.
You know what? Actually, we've got. Let's see here. We've got JD who's throwing it up for us.
Oh, nice.
Out. All right. So you know what? I'm just going to read it right off of JD's here.
See, that's why we like JD and not
so.
JD.
Yep. Current offers: Amazing Spider-Man, high claim $20 for Jen. Avengers number 24. High claim is $10 for Ron. Slab One More Day set. High claim is $175 for Jen King. Batman and Robin number 38. High claim is Ron at $20. Grendel versus the Shadow. High claim is Ron at $20. And Dark Knights. High claim is $19.36 from Dave, who has asked to gift it to John. What a nice guy. You know what? We're going to fly John out to cook for you, Dave.
I need the keys to the dynamite jet.
Yeah, it's parked out back. You didn't see it?
I'm one Powerball away. I went away from being a dynamite jet.
So, so those are, let's see.
One of the things I want to throw out here real quick.
John's offering $30 for the Grendel versus the Shadow.
Nice.
Let's get that down. John.
He's sniping. He's sniping. You see what's
sniping.
happening?
You're right.
Sniping. We talked about this. It's eBay. I just kind of wanted to throw this out there a little bit. Have we had anybody claim this last night on Earth?
Let me see.
And Robbie might feel differently about this, but Last Night on Earth has the energy of a few years from now. This will be an animated movie.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Right?
It's self-contained. It's its own thing.
I could absolutely see this. Once they go into production for an animated movie, the back issue prices will be significantly higher. You can sort of tell. I guess the last thing they announced was Kingdom Come.
Where is it?
Right here. This is a great opportunity to pick up a silver signature series signed by Greg Capullo for a price much lower.
At $27.
At $27.
No one explained it. Yeah.
That's insane.
You know what? A couple of years from now, they announced this as an animated movie. This is going to be like $127.
Yep.
This is a chance for you to get a very cool book at a very low price.
No, exactly. We're at $756, so we did say $755.
Okay.
So on our claim books, the claims are closed.
Claims are closed.
So the only change would be Grendel versus Shadow number 1, signed by Matt Wagner. The new person in the lead with $30 claim would be John. So we appreciate it, John. It's something that we'll probably do in the future. Again.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's kind of mix it up. We're always looking for something new to do. Something a little bit more interesting. And Robbie joining us every Monday. We appreciate it, Robbie. I mean, it's so much fun. You know, the first time we did it, you just kind of seamlessly worked right in with us.
Because
Absolutely, yes.
He puts a lot of stuff in context, which, let's be honest, there's a lot of information out there right now, right? Social media, when it's working, there's a ton of information.
Oh, wait. Dave wants us to present the book to John.
Dave, I appreciate
on
that.
air. So, Dave, stop eating those veggie sandwiches.
Dave, I appreciate that very much, my friend.
John, here you go, buddy. That's yours. Thanks to
how
to our
special
buddy
tonight
Dave and
is.
Pally.
I love doing this with you guys. So thank you so much for having me. Tonight was super fun, and I was glad I got to see that touching moment of John receiving the
right?
Green Hornet.
I feel like we all should hug right now. But we want to thank Robbie. Check out Pop Culture Philosophers. Check out his channel. JD, before we bolt out of here, if you could flash the link one more time for us.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable guy, but more than that, you're entertaining, engaging. As you can see,
where we can kind of get into like the nitty gritty, because let's be honest, Wednesday's your new comic book day, right?
Yeah.
And everybody is sort of, it's a lot louder. Mondays we can sort of get into the nuts and bolts of things a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, pulp period pieces or, whatever happens to be, up on the board that week.
If you like what you see, please hit thumbs up, share, Facebook if it is indeed back up and working. If you're doing it there, hit
I
the
actually
like.
saw two tweets. One said they were back up, and the other one said they weren't. So
I think it's probably going to be like this for the rest of the night. But we thank you. Definitely check out Rock and Robbie's YouTube channel, Pop Culture Philosophers. Some great content there.
Dave, thank you very much. Get at me on Instagram when it's open.
Yeah, no doubt. And Robbie, I guess I'll see you Friday, right?
Absolutely, buddy.
And reminder, one last thing. Everybody who contribute to the chat tonight will be entered into a contest for a premium book with a retail value of $50 or more.
Friday?
And we will announce the winner on Friday on Rock and Robbie's show.
That's sweet.
All right. And thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Robbie,
as
thank
always.
you, JD.
It's a
Appreciate
blast.
it. Take us out, bud.